a bike that came from the era of the Top Gun movie. They actually used a 900 in that movie, but it was very similar to this. Classic cafe style bike, sport tourer, very fast, very smooth. This one has 3,975 miles on it, and it runs like a raped ape. It's gonna need a carb clean and a couple other small things, but we'll go over that after I do a quick riding demo for you. This is Kaplan, and another classic Kawasaki. This one is the GPZ 750, 1984. This is the sport touring model that quite a few of these ended up getting wrecked in drag racing. We have a friend who stopped by this morning that used to drag race these, and
he had 6 of these bikes in his shed actually.
That he used to drag racing. So to find one that's original, 100% original, right down to the mufflers with 3,000 miles on it is absolutely unheard of. This came from the David Kim collection out of New York that we just picked up a couple weeks ago. This is an original paint Survivor. Engine runs super smooth. It is, like I had mentioned earlier, it's going to need a carburetor cleaning. Probably hasn't been done in a little while. Carburetor clean and synchronizing. Runs a little rough, cold. You got to run it with the choke on for a while, but once it warms up, it pulls like a freight train. I was talking to my mechanic Mark, he says it'll be even considerably faster once the carbs are clean and synchronized. But for a vintage bike, for it's a vintage 84 bike, it's amazingly smooth, fast, and comfortable. Good for 2-up riding. They made a turbo version of this that's obscenely rare and extremely expensive. This is the normally aspirated version, which should run for 30, 40, 50,000 miles before you have any issues. This one, again, only has 3,976 miles on it. Love the fire engine red color. The grips are brand new Superbike grips, and it's got a fresh tank of gas in it. I don't know what else to tell you other than the brakes work good. Kenny, anything you want to add about this bike?
No, well, we bought a handful of vintage Kawasaki sport bikes from David, and all of them run, right, Ken?
They were all red too,
yeah.
GPZ 11.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, he's an older Japanese guy, he liked red, all of his bikes were red. So everything electrically works great on it, the horn, the turn signals, left and right turn signals, high beam, low beam, all the idiot lights work great, the tachometer, speedometer, trip meter, everything is exactly as you'd expect in Japanese quality. So there's actually a voltage meter too on here too. You can press for voltage. Take a look at this. You push this button down, and it works for voltage only, and you let it off, and it's tachometer. So it has the tires on it are Metzlers. The rear tire looks like it has about, I'm gonna say 80-90% tread on the rear Metzler, and the front Metzler tire is 90% tread also. The tires have a little bit of checking on them, which happens on the Metzlers after 2 or 3 years. I wouldn't worry about it. By checking, I mean a little bit of cracking on the sidewall. I wouldn't worry about it. I'd definitely run it the way it is. The only other issue I noted with the bike is the original factory paint job had a couple of touch-ups done here and here. The paint was bubbling up, which these are notorious for. The inside of the tank is super clean. I looked at it, but there was a little. Here's one right here. Actually, you can see a little bubbling of the paint right here. So what had been done is that was sanded down and a rust preventative coating put on to stop the rust in its tracks. This could easily be professionally touched up and painted by a body shop, so you'd never know it was done. Definitely recommend keeping the original paint on the bike. Being an 84, it's almost 35 years old, so another fantastic classic chain drive Kawasaki, 6-speed. I think it's a 6-speed transmission. I'm not really positive. I don't even think I don't know if it's 6-speed. Or is it a 5-speed? In any event, I'll take it for a ride just to confirm and write it up in the ad, but
It's a 5-speed, Ken.
5-speed, okay. I didn't get going that fast on this road. I don't even think I got it in the 5th gear. Typical of a bike of this era, the things you want to look for, possibly if you're going to run it as a daily rider, maybe put some new fork seals in it, synchronize and tune the carbs. The air filter is doing it. I checked the air filter, it's perfectly clean. Again, Mr. Kim was a motorcycle mechanic and an engineer, so he took really good care of the stuff. The previous owner had the bike, according to the title, about 20 years, so this isn't one that's been passed around. It was owned by one guy for the last 20 years, so fantastic investment quality bike, or a good daily rider if you want to take it out and run it. But certainly is a head turner. The thing I wanted to note is the kickstand works beautifully, so does the center stand, but the spring on the center stand looked to me to be a little bit on the loose side, so I would recommend a new center stand spring, which you can buy on Partzilla for probably like $6. But in the meantime, I just took a bungee cord for the test ride like this. So we're selling it as is, but put a new center spring on it and ride off into the sunset. So shipping the bike anywhere in the US, no problem. East Coast 400, West Coast around 600. Get it to the UK for 7. Buy from with assurance from a 100% feedback. So everything I tell you about the bike, you can rest assured is true. Been on eBay for 20 years since the beginning of eBay. So all proceeds are going to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum, which is right behind us here. Football field, long 4-story, 45,000 square foot building. If you count the buildings that it's attached to, it's 20 feet longer than Noah's Ark. So I know what Noah felt like when he built the Ark, because destroying this building has been a hell of a challenge. $6.4 million in 6 years of my life. So every red cent, again, goes into the museum. So it's going, not only are you buying a cool piece of moto history, looks like it just came out of the Top Gun movie, you're also helping preserve motorcycle culture while supporting the museum. So good luck fitting on the bike. Buy this bad, I wouldn't hesitate to ride this bad boy cross country with 3,000 miles on it after a tune-up. You'd be good to go. So buy it and ride it. It's a lot of fun. Smooth suspension, nice upright riding position, so you're not bent over. Great sport touring machine. So good luck fitting on it, and God bless America.